This is a video
Good.
about
Regarding the roses.
how family courts take family men and turn them into criminals. San Diego, a long time ago, I'd received a notice to show up for court, but I might be in contempt of court. I arrived with a manila folder and a notepad and pens. There was a gallery of about 50 people. I was lucky enough to be called first. I sat at the defense table and the prosecutor went into his spiel after we were all sworn in to tell the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth. The prosecutor had 4 things to prove. 1, that there was a court order. 2, that I had knowledge of the court order, and both of those things are easily proven because I was there. Number 3 and 4, he had to prove that I was willfully refusing to obey the court order. And number 4, he had to prove that I could comply with the court order. So 2 of the 4 things, or half of his work, was already done. He launched into a personal attack against me, but it wasn't anything personal. This was normal, standard operating procedure for him. He didn't know me. There wasn't any kind of accusations of anything. It was just a separation of a couple. It was the government applying one of their 4 basic functions, a redistribution of wealth, taking wealth from one individual and giving it to another. Because when we had separated, she went down and signed up for government monies. And that was enough to start the machinery against a family man. That's all it took. So I sat there as he started speaking, saying that I had willfully not turned in the paperwork. And I was defying the court, thumbing my nose at him, that I was actually taking this civil case and turning it into a criminal case. I was becoming a criminal by refusing to obey the court order. What a bad man I was. After he finished with that, he went into, I know he can afford to make the payments that he's being required to make. And several minutes of how wealthy I was. Well, I was in school. I was also the primary caregiver of the children, so I was still being a family man. And here I was in a civil case that's going to be turned into a criminal case if I lose. I listened to him tell about how I was refusing the court, how I was amply able to obey the court. When he was done, the judge turned to me and said, "And what do you have to say for yourself?" I said, "Your Honor, when we were being sworn in to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, were we all sworn in?" And the judge says, "Well, yes." I said, "Well, I was paying attention to my own oath and not the prosecutor. Was he sworn to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?" The judge said, "Yes, we're all supposed to tell the truth." Well, Your Honor, he made the statement that I had not turned in the financial statements. And so the court didn't have any idea how much I was worth or how much I was earning. And I was willfully disobeying the court order. He then later went on to say that he knew that I could make the payments that the court was demanding of me. Your Honor, he cannot not know because of no documents, and also know that I can afford it. He made 2 contradictory statements. Now, they both can't be true in the universe at the same time, so one of them has to be a lie. Now, they both can be a lie, but they both cannot be true, so he's lying. The judge turned and looked at the prosecutor as if to say, "What about this?" The prosecutor was fumbling for words, and I sat there silently for a few seconds, letting it sink in a little bit. The gallery behind me made a little bit of noise, a little bit of shuffling. Then I said to the judge, I said, Your Honor, I might be able to shed some light on this, on which one of his statements are lies, or if both are lies. He said, please do. And I said, he claims that I didn't turn in the financial statements, and that's why I'm in violation of the court order. But yes, I did turn in the financial statements, and they're in his briefcase, and they're in a folder, and that folder is blue, and it's on the bottom of his briefcase. It has my name on it. The prosecutor fumbled through his briefcase quickly and found it. And yes, there were my documents. The judge asked to see him, and the judge was looking at him. And I said, Your Honor, now that you could see the documents that I was accused of not turning in, you will notice that I'm being charged or demanded to pay 275% of my gross income. And so, of course, I cannot comply with that. I cannot afford that. So, Your Honor, both of the statements the prosecutor made were lies. This isn't fair to me. I'm telling the truth, and he's lying. And he's trying to turn the civil case into a criminal case where I become a criminal when I've done nothing wrong. The judge looked at me and said, case dismissed. As I walked past the gallery to leave, a couple of hands stuck out. They wanted to be touched. I don't know if I made things worse for them in their cases that were coming up or not. I hope I didn't. But this is how you take a family man, a legal man, and turn him into a criminal just for money. Just because the prosecutor's willing to lie and there's no one to stop him if you don't have an attorney. And if you have an attorney that you haven't paid a large amount of money to, he might not stop him either. And the judge isn't going to stop it. So, that's what you have. United States today. Family court. Turning family men into criminals. Thank you. I love you, MacGyver.